kienga ya mimi ananipenda waitwenda wo nilibadili na wewe enda wo ushajua feri vitendo kidunia enda wo mimi nilishatenda lakini bado enga ya mimi ananipenda nasema kwake sidai nadana kwake njibai dayolo dada yeso dembaba njibai sidai karogo tabala 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 tabala.
Indeed, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us once again on the Monday Football Show. I'm sure you're wondering what is going on there in the background. Of course, this is Kasif FC. It's a football team, of course, that participates in the national league division. They're here to this afternoon just tell us about their challenges, of course, the expectations as far as the Kenyan football is concerned. As we've noticed that they have quite a feeling of the Maasai touch over there, doing the Maasai dance, the Maasai costumes, the Maasai colors. Of course, it's been a weekend of a lot of drama, a lot of entertainment. The Sports Premier League concluded over the weekend, and Gor Mahia finally managed to receive the trophy physically. Remember, they had won the title a few weeks back, but yesterday on Sunday, they finally managed to get the trophy physically and lift it. Wahiga.
Right, thanks Ndong. Thanks to all of you who've just tuned in to the first edition of Monday Football in November. It's a new month and we're glad to be here with you. And first things first, before I get started, let's introduce you to some of the other guests who are here. On the other side with me, on the Xbox corner, we have Iqbal. He's becoming a regular here, keeps winning those matches. And today he's got a man who I can say is, if hair is equal to skill, then he should be winning. Brian joins us today, and we're going to see what's happening. So far, I can see it's Arsenal versus Manchester United. We've got the score at 1-0 Arsenal. Obviously, Iqbal, we call him Theo Walcott here, and I'm guessing Manu is Brian. We'll catch up with them shortly, see what's happening. But on the other side, at the corner, in the center of the studio, that is, we've got DJ Crossfade. And DJ Crossfade told me leo akona set. Kabla tuanze show, anataka kuguza hizo matantables kidogo. DJ Crossfade, tunyeshe kitu kidogo.
Maybe amekali ya mataa shanifunga. Maybe akali mataa shanifunga mpaka bana nicheke navyopandisika. Yani vile akishabanjuka anakwatumbaka dhudha, yani najipata maji kisha anakivende mashore mademo kole wakole mademo ananipandisia wakutuma magode natuma wode na kaleo kusingitika. Everybody wanna stop and stay.
That's right. DJ Crossfade just showing us a bit of what he's going to be playing for you during the course of the show. You may not be a big fan of football, but you definitely love music, and that's what we've got Crossfade here for. But we are here to talk lots and lots of football, and I can see about 15 of them in front of Anan Dong. What's going on over there?
Yes, precisely, Wahiga. This is about 15 balls. Of course, remember that we started a competition last week whereby we wanted you to respond to a question each and every day. We wanted you to respond to one of the questions we're going to be posting for you later in the show. And of course, what you need to do is respond to that question via Facebook and also send in a response. This afternoon, we will be awarding one winner who will be responding correctly to the question. I'm going to ask you the question right now. What is key for you is that when you send your response, send it to 22422. Note 22422. So you need to respond to the other question that Wahiga Moro will be asking you in just a moment, as well as the question we're going to ask you as far as winning one of these official match balls are concerned. And there's the question for you. Then the Arsenal goalkeeper who played for rivals Chelsea before joining them at the start of the season. Send in your response to 22422. Name the Arsenal goalkeeper who played for rivals Chelsea before joining them at the start of the season. That is the question we're asking this afternoon, and winning one of these balls here. This is official English Premier League 2015-2016 match ball courtesy of Barclays Kenya. Wahiga Mora, what else do we have this afternoon?
That's right. Now here's a challenge we've been facing. Many of you have been sending us so many responses that we get a bit confused. So to make it a bit harder, you have to answer two questions. The one Dong mentioned, but in addition, we're asking you, having watched Arsenal this season, do you think they are now championship material? Having watched Arsenal this season, do you think they are now championship materials? We're looking for two answers. An answer to the question Dong asked you, an answer to the question I've just asked you. Send your responses 22422. Talk to us also on our social media platforms, and 5 winners. 5 winners, that's what we're talking about. We'll be getting away or getting to walk away with some of those prizes. But for now, let's get straight into the show. And coming up on Monday Football, this is what you can expect. Well, coming up on Monday football, Gor Mahia bagged third consecutive title in style with a 2-0 win over Muhoroni Youth.
SportSpesa Premier League.
In other football news, where was incumbent Sam Nyamoya when the FKF Electoral Board met election aspirants? Who are Africa's second tier of richest footballers? Find out in just a bit.
On the title,
and finally, these clubs ain't loyal. How long will Chelsea stay put with Jose Mourinho? Only time will tell.
3-1 Liverpool.
And Monday football begins with an update on the SportSpesa Premier League. Of course, remember the curtains came down on the league yesterday as Gor Mahia officially received the trophy physically, having dominated local football for the past season. Kogalo finished on a winning note as they managed to beat Muhoroni Youth by 2-0. It's been close to 10 months of high-octane action in the Kenyan Premier League, but the biggest talking point has been Gor Mahia's dominance in the 2015 season. Kogalo made a statement of intent from the onset as they dominated the entire season to go unbeaten. The final match of the day was expected to keep that statistic intact. Kogalo had already made history, bagging the title 3 times in a row, surpassing the highest point tally record with 76. But the pressure was whether or not they would finish the season unbeaten. Their 12th man, their passionate fans, have played a key role in the team's success. The streets of Nairobi were painted green in the build-up to the final league match as the fans were anxious for Gor's crowning moment.
This time our players wetu walikuwa wamejitahidi sana and they have really worked hard. We are appreciating them.
The first half was a case of missed chances for the champions, but in the second half, Ali Abondo slotted Gor Mahia's first goal after 60 minutes. 22 minutes later, Michael Olunga, who was chasing the golden boot, scored Gor Mahia's second. The match ended 2-0, a befitting end to a glittering season where Kogalo etched new history. As the new champions, Gor Mahia received 4.5 million Kenya shillings as prize money.
In the SportSpesa Premier League.
Well, while Gor Mahia woke up on the right side of the bed this morning, it wasn't a very good time for other clubs who unfortunately are now facing relegation straight in the face. One of them is KCB. They failed to escape this drop as they drew 1-1 with Western Stima. It was a rather disappointing exit from a side renowned for its goal-scoring abilities. Now KCB joined Nakuru All-Stars, who also bid the top flight farewell. Let's take a look at the KCB game first. Elsewhere in Naivasha, All Stars drew or went down to a barren draw with Ushuru FC, but their relegation was already a foregone conclusion. This is what the coaches of both sides had to say.
Despite us starting the second leg very well, it was late for us, but we thank God. I thank the players. They have really fight the last minute. It was a good show. It was a good bow down. At least we've bow down well. We'll say we've buy to the KPL league in a honorable way.
Nilikuwa natarajia kushinda game, lakini results vile imekam. Pia na appreciate Mungu pia huwa anatupangia hata kama sisi tunapanga.
FC Leopards finished 7th after a frustrating 3-1 loss to Tusker FC. Now Tusker finished the work early in the first half as Jesse Were, who of course was targeting the Golden Boot title, cementing his position as the country's top goal poacher, scoring a brace. He scored 2 goals rather in that first half, and of course he inspired another one by teammate Noah Wafula, who added the third for a 3-0 lead at the break. In the second half, Michael Kamati scored a consolation as Ingwe's season ended on a low key.
Well, away from the football pitch, but onto matters that are very central to the future of Kenyan football. And the FKF Electoral Board revealed that they have approached the Institute for Education in Democracy, the Electoral Institute for Sustainable Democracy in Africa, as well as the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, that is the IBC, to help them in conducting the upcoming FKF general polls. Now, the Electoral Board has extended the dates for registration to November 11th, 2015, for those wishing to join the race with the presidential aspirants already registered. The board also assured the public that the nomination fees should be paid directly to their accounts. All FKF presidential candidates were in attendance at this evening meeting held last week, except for incumbent Sam Nyamweya. Listen to what the chairman of this board had to say.
You've talked about being independent. The incumbent is...
But we shall not curve or bend the rules so that as one person is listened to.
Point taken. They can.
And staying with the football elections, an incumbent Sam Nyamweya traded barbs with the newly constituted electoral board over the FKF election process. It all began when the polls body sent an email to newsrooms cautioning Nyamweya against interfering with its work. Now, the incumbent has been accused of asking candidates to pay nomination fees into his account instead of the ones managed by the independent board. In addition, the board accused Nyamweya of setting dates for the different elections contrary to the dates that they themselves have set. But in a swift rejoinder, the chairman asked the electoral board to table proof of their allegation. Football stakeholders definitely must now fasten their seatbelts, as the next few months may be very eventful in the run-up to the 2015 national elections. Of course, earlier on we had introduced you to a team here. You can see that they are donning the Maasai costume there. Of course, they just have the Maasai culture just oozing from them. Basically, this is a team that has a lot of history, very interesting history. It's called Kasif FC, and it participates in the nationwide, of course, Division 1. And he just tell us about their history, and we are honored this afternoon to have the founder, the lady who's responsible for the establishment of this club, Kasif FC. Of course, she's called Lillian. This is an idea that started about 5 years ago. And Lillian, Kasif FC, what went through your mind when you decided to set up a football club?
Kasif FC basically is an organization that began in order to raise talent on the Maasai community. Yes. Basically, it's a marginalized community, and that's the community that I have been brought up in, so that at least it would entail discipline in the upcoming youth, and also try to evade them from immoral acts. Yeah. 2010 is when you set up this this club in Kajiado County. How did you go about it? Because I can see a majority of the players come from that community. How did you approach them, and what went through your mind? What I started in back in 2010 is a football tournament. Okay, it happened that once I was making a stroll in a nearby town in my home area, and I came across some young men that I'd seen grow. Yeah, so they were really high on alcohol. So I thought there's something that needs to be done in this community, rest where we lose it to those immoral acts. So I decided to start up a football tournaments. I approached some boys whom I found during my on my stroll, and I asked them, do you guys do you love football? Yes. Yeah. So
do you have a football background for us?
Yes. At least my family, I've grown up in a family, like brothers who really loved football. And initially when I was young, I used to watch football made in Germany way back with my dad. Yeah, I hope you can remember some of you. Most of you. So out of that, after talking to those boys, I asked them whether they love football, and they told me they're really passionate over it, but they do not have sponsors.
Yes.
Yeah, so I asked them, could you guys afford to form some few groups, so that at least we could form, like, we could get a competition kickoff. Yeah, and I left it at that. But 5 days, after 5 days, they called me and they told me, Madam, we have 5 teams, and we are ready to kick off that. So I borrowed footballs from friends who really supported me, and we kicked off the CASIF tournament.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, of course, let's fast forward to about 2 years later, and then they were promoted to the nationwide Division 1.
Yes.
How was it, as in having looking at this dream coming to reality, at something just started 2 years prior, and then finally you're finding them playing? What challenges you face? Because you say that you had to, of course, get support from friends, from well-wishers. What other challenges do you face?
I changed. I get so much. It's challenging. Because for now I could say that I'm the sole sponsor of CASIF. We started way back from the county level. From the tournaments, we promoted one of the clubs to the county level with the help of our FKF office in Kajiado County. And when they went to the county level, they really performed so well. And we were promoted to the provincial league in 2013. We were #1 in the provincial league under the umbrella of CASIF, because it's the organization that discovered this talent. And then in 2013, 2014, I had 2 friends, Charles and Mangala, who really supported me, helped me, and other many friends to get to this dream coming true. But in 2014, after our second trials, second play in the provincial league, that's when we fared so well, and we were given this position in the national league. But due to some different circumstances, I had to go with the help of just a majority of a few friends. But it's been so challenging, because these boys you see here, I mean these young men you see here, is just out of the passion that they have. I do not give them any allowance or anything. That's why sometimes you'll find our performances get down because of even lack of
You're 16th currently in the league.
Sorry?
Yes.
Yes.
Background. Yes, I think my mic is on now. The name of the team, CASIF, what does that mean? I don't know if Ndong had asked that already.
Yes, CASIF means Caring Citizens International Foundation. Yes, the organization that I started for.
Okay, and when they go and train, when they play, what's their team color like? Today you've shown us, is this how they play?
No.
No.
Yes, we have the jerseys, like the ones we see over there. We have jerseys, we have blue, we have
What's
yellow.
your home kit?
Our home kit is yellow. Yellow full jersey.
What is the reaction of members of the public, of other clubs, when they come? Maybe this is how they first come to the field before they change. What have people told you when they see CASIF FC?
They are amazed, and when we get to the field, our performances are awesome. They get amazed, and they get shocked, because they've never. Some of them will come and they say, "Oh, we are going to play with those herdsmen." So they're like, those ones, there's nothing they can do. But when we get to the field, oh my God, it is.
It's important you've talked about that, the stereotypes, because you're saying that some people think that some of these players not come from a football background. Maybe tunaweza ongea na wachezaji kadhaa, labda you can speak from your own experience. How does it feel? When did you join CASIF FC, and how has it been for you?
Okay, I joined CASIF immediately it started. It was when we started playing county league.
Yes.
And it's so nice, so interesting to go places, play, and having won games and being champions in the county league and the provincial league, and also being part of the team participating in the nationwide league. So nice. And it shows that even people from Maasai community can play soccer. equally like the others. Okay, we are mixed, but it's great to see the Maasais playing, and it's interesting.
Were you part of the group that was set up in the initial stages in 2012? Because she's talked about the background. Did you come from a similar background?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. When Madam Lillian came, we participated in her sponsored tournament, and that's actually where the team started from.
Yes.
So I started with her from the beginning.
I think you're evading my question. What I'm asking is, she talked about that she found a group of boys who had a lot of challenges. Were you part of that group, or were you in a different setting?
I was in a different setting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So which position do you play?
Okay, I've been playing as a winger.
Yes.
But currently, because of injuries and lack of enough time to play, I am working as a first aider.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the stereotypes? Because she's talked about it. She says some people think that you're herdsmen. How do you cope with that on the pitch psychologically?
Okay, you know, the best thing in football is that you show yourself in the pitch. So it's a matter of proving to them that you can play, you have the skills, and you can beat the stereotypes. Yeah.
Dong, I have only one question to ask. I'm curious to find out, how does the team celebrate when you score a goal? Is it unique? Or you just say goal and you clap? You know?
You run to
Give us an idea. Anyone can answer that? Anyone?
Okay, basically when we score the goals, we usually go to the corner and jump. Like,
can you do that for us now? Request, my fans wanataka kuona your celebration. Kidogo kidogo.
Can I do it?
You can do it, and we pick a few guys and show us how you do it. Moral.
Okay, basically if we score, we go to the corner and start jumping.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Let me be the commentator, all right? And it's a goal! Well done. What do the others? They just look at you, don't they? The ones you've scored. You even confuse them. They come and they join you in that. Oh wow. Okay, very nice. I think you can confuse your opponent even more when you do that. They wonder whether you're now a jump, especially the keeper. Another shtuka sana. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Right, we'll be coming back, of course, after the break. We'll be talking more to Kasif FC. But for now, let's talk about feedback. Ndong, Maze, your question, eh? There's nothing else guys are talking about here. Let me see what we have. Let's begin with tweets. Nyata is innocent. Is Nyata? IS Nyata says, Monday football. I'm a Chelsea fan and I'm accepting that Arsenal can be EPL champions. And they tagged all of us. Jacob Mauncha says, Banandong, Manze, simunipe yo jazi ya Chelsea. Niwe nikingara nayo cause mafans wa Chelsea haonekani kwa mtaa. Okay, sijui mafans wa Chelsea wamepotea wapi. IG Daniel Waweru says, Monday football, Arsenal are good both offensively and defensively and have very fast players up front, so yes. And Ngure Kiruri says about Arsenal, yes, they are championship material, but December determines the team's strength. On 22422, everyone's answering your question, Dong. I have here Petre Cech's move from Chelsea to Arsenal. Arsenal are never to be ruled out, but Arsenal, that is how they usually start their season, very high, and in the end of the season, but in mid-season, they are always very low. I don't know if you have any feedback on your end.
Just the feedback. Most of the questions that people are responding to basically is just what I'd asked earlier regarding of course, the match ball here that you are able to win, and they can see just sentiments if it loads, just give it a moment to load, is the fact that it's so interesting, Wahiga, that looking at how the English Premier League has panned out over the weekend, I'm sure one of the biggest talking points is Chelsea. Should the Chelsea management be rethinking as far as Jose Mourinho being in charge? Jose Mourinho has come out outrightly to say that he is not leaving, he is still staying put. And I can see here, this is Cyrus Nganga, he says that for him, he responds, of course, to the question regarding the match ball, and he says it's Peter Cech. And in regards to the question that you were asking earlier about Arsenal, he says yes, Arsenal are real title contenders, definitely. Eric Onyango says he believes that he would like rather Waiga Mora, he's asking for the Gor Mahia jersey. Answer our response first, and then perhaps we'll consider your request. And then this is Felix Rand, of course, he's sending a shout out to the Kasif FC, saying that he's very intrigued by the Maasai dancers. And then we also have here, this is Bonike Gusu, who seems to be quite a fan of the show. He's sending about 7 tweets
Wow.
7 tweets. Bonike Gusu Suarez.
Go ahead.
He says that he says that actually he's just putting a hashtag Moneyful. At least respond to one of our questions. Out of your 7 tweets, at least respond to one of our questions. He is indeed watching us from Kayole Wahiga.
Right, thanks, Dong. Now we're getting to one of my favorite parts of the show, where we take a look at what people on social media were talking about in regards to the football that took place this weekend. Lots and lots of interesting scenarios. Chelsea whipping Liverpool. I mean, I beg your pardon, the other way around. And so much. Let's take a look at that. We start with the first one, trending picture, where we have, these are Arsenal fans. Toy, 0-0. And then 1-0, you can see that can smile. 2-0, a bigger smile. And of course 3-0, there the baby is completely laughing. This is how Arsenal fans were this weekend. If you're watching this with an Arsenal fan, just take a look at them. That's how their weekend basically was. Alright, we move on to other pictures there. Hey, fans wa Chelsea maze, hamna yenu. Kasif FC, kuna fan wa Chelsea hapo? Moja, ongea kidogo. When you see this picture, hii ni ukweli? Uko na mic? Just ongea kwa mic tafadhali. I've seen one fan of Chelsea. Nataka atoe maoni yake hapa. Ni ukweli ama si ukweli?
Ni ukweli.
Hiyo ni ukweli. All right. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at the next picture now. And so much was trending. The Alma fans were Chelsea pia, lots and lots. This is a fan of Chelsea, ini throwback. Anakumbuka zile siku Chelsea ilikuwa na bus. Na bus ilikuwa inafanya kazi.
Bus imepata puncture.
Lakini bus imepata puncture. Thank you so much. Someone adding that for me. So Chelsea fans, you can remember the good old days. You've won the Premier League, you've won the Champions League. Remember those days, because it's been a bit dry right now. Let's take a look at other pictures that we have lined up for you. This one, straight out of Chelsea. Straight out of Chelsea. Ridiculous. Keep moving. How long can Jose Mourinho stay at Stamford Bridge? That one, I'm not quite sure. Okay. But director, how many more do we have? Good. So here's an interesting one, Dong. Chelsea last season, their opponents were Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal. This season, wakona kina Aston Villa, kina West Ham, nani. Next season, hizi ni team sasa za championship. So basically, whoever made this chart is saying Chelsea are on their way to relegation. Is that possible? Kasif FC, a big majority seem to agree with me that Chelsea look very dangerous in the relegation zone. They need to be careful. All right, we keep moving on. I'm telling you, there were tons of pictures this weekend. So there we go. Jurgen Klopp, genius mind. Arsene Wenger, tactical mind. Jose Mourinho, never mind. I like that. Swift to the point. And the last one before we take a break. There we go. 2013. These are all the managers of the Premier League. They were protecting... who's that? That's Manu's former manager. His name has... No, after Ferguson. Moyes. So the managers are protecting Moyes. In 2014, all the managers are protecting Brendan Rodgers. Na Mourinho hiyo time alikuwa sawa. But in 2015, it's time to protect Jose Mourinho.
Things have gone south.
I'm telling you. But it's quite something else there. So those are some of the trending pictures that we have. We've got lots more after this break. But... right now, back to you, Bernard Ndong. I see he's set up at the DJ. I don't know what's going to be happening. Is he going to dance?
It's interesting that DJ Cross, most of the times that he's doing his thing here, his dancing is very subdued. CrossFit, do you dance as you mix?
Maybe in the club. In the club I do dance.
Do you sometimes get overexcited and you find yourself you forget to do one thing?
You can't.
As far as you mix are concerned, how do you able to gauge like your audience? Because you know, like sometimes for people you know that a certain song suits them. How do you know? What do you gauge?
I think when gauging an audience comes with experience.
Yes.
The more experienced you are, the more you'll know the kind of people, the kind of music they like, and everything. Yeah.
So in terms of if you can like maybe analogize it with a referee in a football match, as you know, the one who decides how things go, you decide which kind of songs to go. If you're in another lifetime, if you're a footballer, would you have been a referee perhaps?
Would maybe be a goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper. Waiga, he says that you've been a goalkeeper.
Ana mwili ya goalkeeper.
Height Demekata.
Of course, that is DJ Crossfader. Later on in the show, of course, we'll be taking a break in just a moment. And we'll play this tune now. And what this tune means is the fact that later on, perhaps, we'll be making some money. He's playing the tune, the Money song, because that means that, remember, last week we did not have the quick fire segment. This afternoon, the members of CASIF FC will be selecting one of them who will be stepping there on the pitch and will be asking several questions, and whether or not they'll be able to answer the 8 questions correctly, they'll be winning some cash money. In football, there's halftime. Our halftime begins now.
Mimi nilishadanda, lakini nachekia ngali mimi ananipenda. Waipoenda wo nilibadili.
Right, as Banandong mentioned, 45 minutes are up. We're on to the next 45 minutes. Welcome back to Monday Football. The hashtag is Monday Football. If you're talking to us on all our social media platforms, and of course, if you want to win something here, we've got some great stuff up for grabs. Also use the SMS line 22422. Now, we have to mention, of course, the Kenyan Premier League, the SportsPesa Premier League has come to a close yesterday. And of course, we also have to look at, apart from the team that won, that is Gor Mahia, unbeaten that is, there's also the top scorers of the league. And we're going to be shortly telling you who the top 10 top scorers were. We start with number 10, of course. From 5 moving on, that's where now you'll see something happening in studio. But in number 10, we had Luamba Bebeto from Nakuru All-Stars with 9 goals. Of course, sadly, that team has been relegated. Number 9, John Baraza, 9 goals from Sofapaka. Well done. And number 8, we had Boniface Akenga, 9 goals from Nakuru All-Stars. Amazing. Your team is relegated and yet you're on the top 10 scorers list. Well done to you. Number 7, Sane Ebrima, 11 goals. Nairobi City Stars, a team that always escapes relegation by a whisker. And number 6, we have Paul Kiongera with 11 goals from KCB. Let's now take a look at the top 5 goal scorers. We begin at number 5, a name familiar to many of you, Ali Abondo with 11 goals from Gor Mahia. There he is on your screen. Kenyan, 11 goals, well done. And number 4, Medi Kagere, popping up on your screen, 13 goals the whole season. And of course plays for Gor Mahia. Well done again to Kogalo and to Medi. In number 3, we have John Makwata, 14 goals, Ulinzi Stars. Brilliant effort there, finishing in number 3, so close yet so far from the Golden Boot. In number 2, a man that needs little or no introduction, engineer Michael Olunga, engineered his way to 19 goals, coming so close to the number 1. Sonia, yet so far. Well done to you, Michael Olunga. Hoping to have you soon on Monday Football as we talk matters football with you. And finally, at the very top, the man who walked away with the Golden Boot yesterday is none other than Jesse Were, who we actually hosted on Monday Football just the other day. 22 goals, 2 of which he bagged just yesterday in the final. Well done indeed to Jesse Were. Congratulations as well, of course, to everyone who finished in the top 10. It's not easy to score goals in the SportsPesa Premier League, and we congratulate all of you. All right. Well, we continue with what's happening, of course, further afield, that is in the English Premier League. And Chelsea, their poor form continued over the weekend as they slumped to a heavy 3-1 loss to Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea now has 11 points from 11 games, gifting Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp his first English Premier League victory.
How together they remain as a club. Here's Azpilicueta. Nick beyond Williams. Beyond the scheduled stoppage time now, Milner, Firmino, Coutinho! That is a gem! 3rd minute of first half stoppage time, Jose Mourinho. Paco, hung up for Benteke, nudged in for Lallana, Coutinho, scores for Liverpool! Won the title and he won the League Cup. Hyde, Lallana's step over. Benteke, 3-1 Liverpool. He's the difference again. Throw on the big number 9, change the game.
another match, Arsenal bagged all 3 points as they managed to blow away Swansea by 3-0.
A little bit of movement towards the ball and then just backs away and sees the flight of it so early. Tremendous movement from Giroud, just takes Ashley Williams underneath the ball.
Up in the air by Ashley Williams. Fabianski under pressure and Koscielny strokes it in and the goal is given. Fabianski is seething, but it's 2 goals in a win. Ozil to Sanchez again, back to Ozil. Taking up a great position here, all the way through to Joel Campbell! It's his first goal for Arsenal, and it surely seals 3 points for the Gunners. A massive moment for player and club.
Well, I say 2 halves are never the same, and we've seen that today because...
Well, the coolest part of this studio, of course, is the Xbox Corner. No other TV show that I've seen recently has an Xbox on air, so we consider ourselves very proud about that. And I've heard it said that those who play video games are too lazy to actually play the real game. Iqbal, is that true? I know you weren't expecting that. You knew Iqbal? That a real game, can you pull off some of the moves that you're pulling off here?
Habari yako kwanza?
Mimi niko poa, labda
ni matusi.
How are you staying so calm? You're not sweating as much as you were last week.
Last week I was sitting next to
Ama umebadilisha sabuni?
Ni madam alikuwa amekaa.
Oh, ni madam alikuwa amekaa.
So it was hard. But anyway,
game inaendelea vipi?
Game iko poa. Tumeanza tu saa hii amejifunga ongon.
Tumeanza tu saa hizi. We've just come back into the second half. First half kumekuaje?
Tulicheza na International.
Okay.
Netherlands vs Germany. Amenishinda 2-1.
Okay. Wow, good job Brian.
Nilimwachia.
Ulimwachia?
But basically kuna game kwanza tulicheza na Arsenal nilimfunga 4.
So who's playing who right now?
Now it's Arsenal vs Man U. His favorite team is Man U. My favorite team is Arsenal.
Wacha tusikie sauti ya Brayo kidogo. I know Bernardo of course will be telling us all the latest news shortly. Brian.
Yes.
Tusikie sauti kidogo. How's it going?
Pretty tough. He's a hard nut to crack so far.
Why is he playing and you're talking? Iqbal, you're such a cheater.
All those cheeky moves.
You're actually trying to score while he's not doing an interview.
Let's just say I have his cards.
Okay.
On set.
On set. Do you think you're gonna kick him out?
For now, I'm sort of like 50-50.
50-50?
Yes.
We're gonna leave it at that. 50-50. Brian versus Iqbal. We'll come back at the end of the show to see who's the winner, whether we can send Iqbal home. Iqbal ameka hapa sana. Fernando, back to you.
Absolutely, and of course Southampton were playing yesterday. Yes, they won that particular fixture, but of course there was another story. Our very own Kenyan Victor Wanyama was sent off for 2 bookable offences in that match against Bournemouth.
Open, he's just pushed that one a little bit too far. There by Victor Wanyama. It's a yellow card for the Kenyan. Lee Tomlin. Tomlin goes down, it's Wanyama. Now he's on a yellow card, and he'll get a second one. And Southampton must play the last 13 minutes with 10 men. Wanyama sent off.
Well, Manchester City, they edged Norwich by 2-1. Isaiah Toure slotted home the winning penalty to snatch this victory.
His first goal for Manchester City, and finally Norwich's resistance crumbled. Oh, and Hawks dropped it! Oh, what a catastrophe for the England goalkeeper! Cameron Jerome snapped it up, but that is the kind of gift from Joe Hart you do not expect. Toure scores!
Let's head into the Spanish La Liga, where Barcelona proved too strong for their opponents Getafe, of course, registering a 2-0 victory.
Neymar. Oh, great flick. And a wonderful finish from Luis Suarez. And it all stemmed from Virgini's mistake that gave the ball away. And Getafe paid the ultimate to Roberto. Looking for Neymar! Great goal. Well, against the best, very often
Real Madrid also bagged 3 points as they beat Las Palmas by 3-1.
A game of it. There's a free header and they've got that goal now. They are making a game of it. Hernan with the freedom of the Bernabeu. And he becomes the first. To Cruz. To Hesse. Can Hesse click up here? Glorious goal. A fine individual goal, a rather subdued celebration. A goal now. They make a game of it. There's a free header and they've got that goal now. They are making a game of it. Hernan with the freedom of the Bernabeu. And he becomes the first. To Cruz.
Well, during our last episode on Monday Football, we started a new segment where we're taking a look. It's a segment of lists. And we started with a list of the top 10 richest African footballers. And we noticed that there's no Kenyan. So Michael Kinyi posed a challenge to me. Take a look at the top 20 richest African footballers. You might just find a Kenyan there. So today we're taking a look at number 20 to number 11. And to help me do this properly, DJ Crossfade. That's right, we all need some cash money, but these guys don't need cash money. And we start at number 20 with Salomon Kalou. He, from Ivory Coast, is said to be worth 1.2 billion Kenya shillings. He's played for Lille, Hertha BSC and Chelsea. And of course it's at Chelsea where he made most of that money, but he does give back all his money, or most of his money, through the Kalou Foundation. So he's at number 20. Number 19, from Nigeria, Yakubu Ayegbeni, said to be worth 1.4 billion Kenya shillings, played for Everton and Blackburn Rovers. He's made his money in China through a club known as Guangzhou RF, where he was earning 787 million shillings per year. Believe it or not. And his is a rags to riches story. He was playing football barefoot before his brother lent him his first pair of football boots at age 12. We move on now to number 18. We're still looking for a Kenyan somewhere here. And number 18 is not a Kenyan, but rather a South African, Benny McCarthy, said to be worth 1.6 billion Kenya shillings. He's played for Blackburn Rovers, played for West Ham and Celta Vigo in Spain. The son of the UK actually claims that he's worth 4.7 billion Kenya shillings. And of course, he's Bafana Bafana's all-time scorer and a part-time Kwaito musician. Number 17, coming up, is Kevin Prince Boateng from Ghana. Also, of course, Germany, Ghana, always confusing there. Said to be worth 2 billion Kenya shillings. He's played for Tottenham, played for Borussia Dortmund, and he speaks several languages, including Turkish, German, English, and Italian as well. I don't know if that helps him get all that money, but it's worth 2 billion. We move on now to Andre Ayew, Ghanaian, said to be worth 2.8 billion Kenya shillings. He's played for Olympique Marseille and Swansea, and of course he's the second-born son of 3-time African Footballer of the Year, Abedi Pele Ayew, with 2 other brothers in football. So together they are a very rich family. Number 15 now. Asamoah Gyan, also known as Baby Jet to his fans who love his music. He's from Ghana, worth 2.9 billion Kenya shillings. He's played for Sunderland, Al Ain in Asia, and now he plays for a club in Shanghai, that's in China. He's a budding musician, also known as Baby Jet. Number 14. Moving on there we go, Papa Diop from Senegal. Now we are breaking the 3 billion shilling mark. He's played for different European clubs, West Ham, Portsmouth, Fulham, and Birmingham City, and he's now retired. We carry on now to number 13. Moving back to Nigeria, Obafemi Martins, 3.5 billion Kenya shillings, now playing in the United States, one of the highest paid players there, with an annual salary of 2.4 million US dollars. He's acquired property, investments, luxurious cars, worth millions of dollars, worth 3.5 B. Top 2 now. Are there any Kenyans there? Let's wait and see. Number 12 is Samuel Kufur, thought to be worth 3.7 billion Kenya shillings. He actually played for Bayern Munich for 11 seasons. He's one of the richest people in Ghana with investments, properties, businesses, you name it. And he was voted a member of the top 30 African players of all time. He's also a sports commentator as well, retired, but with a great career behind him. And finally, at the top of our top 20 list, because we did the top 10 last week, is there a Kenyan there? We have to wait and see. Is there one? I'm being told yes. I'm not so sure. No Kenyans in the top 20 as well. Sule Montari, he's worth 4 billion Kenya shillings. He's played for different European football clubs, He's now in Saudi Arabia with a team called Etihad FC. So Mike Okinyi, to answer your question, of course Mike is not here with us today. There are no Kenyans in the top 20 list of richest African footballers. If you want me to do top 30, we'll just have to wait and see. Ndong, how does that money make you feel? These are the poorer. Remember last week I did the top 10.
Yes.
So these ones they are doing well, but hawajafika top 10.
But looking at those figures, it's amazing. But what you talked about earlier about Kevin Prince Boateng, for him being able to speak Italian, he said he speaks German,
yes, Turkish,
speaks Turkish, and he speaks English,
and he understands French and another language as well.
I think it's important for him because of course negotiating with his accountants in the various clubs that he features in, of course across Europe.
That's
so
right.
He'll be better placed to be able to understand the intricacies, the numbers, and all those statistics.
I wonder if he understands Masai.
Yes, indeed, and we also have the team from Kajiado County, Kasif FC. Of course, they participate in the Division 1. And earlier on, we interacted with their founder and we spoke to one of the players. But for me, I'm interested in finding out from the respective players, some of the other players, when it comes to your team, what challenges do you face? Because I remember last time when we interacted with the team, some of you actually walk several kilometers to go for training. Maybe perhaps somebody can tell us. We just get the microphone in just a moment. Here, you go. Tell us.
Okay, it's a challenge. Walking all the way from home to the
How many
training.
kilometers do you walk?
For me, I walk 9 kilometers.
Sorry?
9 kilometers.
9 kilometers.
And maybe my colleague can tell you. I think he is the father.
How many kilometers do you walk? And what's your name? And which position do you play?
Okay, I'm Francis Minisa. I play central defense.
Central defense?
Yeah. And I walk around 15 kilometers.
15 kilometers?
Yes.
For training?
Yes.
How many times do you train? And that must be quite taxing.
Okay, in a week I train 4 days.
Yes.
That is from Tuesday to Friday.
Tuesday to Friday?
Yes. So I used to walk there and train.
So 15 kilometers, I'm trying to conceptualize. Rohiga, that is about 6 kilometers more and you have a half marathon.
Wow. I think for me the question that I then ask is, how do you guys, and this is to anyone, sana sana wale wajaongea, how do you balance your time? First of all, the Maasai community well known for their love of livestock. Muko na mang'ombe pia, how do you balance between, na muko na job pia. So those are 3 or 4 different things. How do you balance your time and also give good time to Kasif FC?
Okay, I woke up early in the morning because I must...
early ni saa ngapi? Kwangu 9. By 9 already nishachoka. Early, no. 9 is very early for me.
No, I woke up at 6.
6? Yes. Sasa?
Yeah, I go looking after the cattle until around 1. Then I came for lunch. I prepared to go for training. Then at around 2 I start walking. Nafika huko by 4. I train at the 6. Ndio tena natoka kuelekea home.
Okay. I have a question for... kuna mwingine mbele kwa kuchangia. Let's just get one, and then I also have a question for the founder of Kasif.
Okay, my name is Elijah Nina. I'm a player from Kasif. Okay, for me, I don't have a number. I'm a utility player. I can be a goalkeeper. I can play number 2 defense, midfielder, striking.
Yes.
So I'm a utility player.
But how do swali yangu ilikuwa balancing of your time?
Okay, for me, I woke up, I go look after the cattle, of course.
So leo have you looked after your cattle today?
Yes,
Ama umeziacha mahali zinaumia?
No. Nilienda kuchunga. Tunaanza kuchunga kuanzia 9 hadi saa 7 hivi kwangu. Then I go to lunch. No, not lunch. I go my hustling, you know. Lazima ni hustle, unaona. Ndio nipate kitu ya kwenda nayo zoezi, unaona. So after ku hustle naenda lunch, mimi naanza kufoot. Nikikosa gari lazima niingize do, unaona. Naanza kutembea nikipata gari. Takuwa tu shukrani. Kama sitapata lazima niingie uwanja by 4. Mimi huanza training kuanzia Tuesday na Friday. Juu unajua lazima tucheze weekend. No, naanza Tuesday hadi Thursday na pumzika Friday. Juu niko na game, lazima niko na game saa 2 ama Sunday.
Weekend.
Yeah.
That's right. I also had a question for the founder, Ndong, if you just indulge me. I'm seeing a lot of men here. Warembo hawapendi ball. Please pass them. Oh, you already okay.
Yes.
What can you say about the ladies?
warembo wanapenda ball. Especially hata kwetu warembo wanapenda ball sana. Lakini because of lack of sponsorship and the funding that I undergo, they would really love to get on board. But first, that's why I first have to concentrate on these ones who are on this level. Yeah. So but if we would really get enough, I'm telling you. Yeah, we have talent. Yeah, I really look forward to having a ladies team very soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So ideally, a large percentage of the players come from the Maasai community, but there are also other players from other regions. Maybe perhaps you could get their sentiments, because it's a very, very diverse group.
Yes.
At least.
I'm Mike Partet. I'm from Bisil. I came all the way from Bisil to Kiseria.
Came from? Just repeat.
Bisil.
Bisil.
Kajiado Nyewe to Namanga.
Yes.
Yeah, I came to Kiseria and joined Kasif. Yeah.
How's it been for you playing for Kasif FC?
It has been nice, interesting. We've got the exposure. Playing in Bisil, hakuna team iko kwa league any play. Of course, tunacheza tu ile ball mashinani tu. So joining Kasif, kupata hiyo exposure, it's nice.
Looking at Kasif FC, what are your dreams? I remember last time when I interviewed some of the players, wanasema wengine Gor Mahia ndo wana support as unbeaten champions. Which team do you support in the league?
I'm an AFC fan.
AFC Leopards, wamemaliza number 7.
Yeah. Ni challenge pia, wamepata challenge, but next season, we hope watakuwa fit.
Okay. Maybe I can bring back the founder, talking about the top clubs, Wahiga. I don't know, maybe during the 5 years that Kasif has been around, has there been some of your players who have actually graduated into the top clubs?
You see, this is the first time, it's our first year in the National League. Yes. This is when we have now that exposure. Yeah, for in the provincial league, in the county league, I think it's not as much of influence as in the National League. So what I have a few players who have left but joining other clubs. Yeah, because of probably challenges that they face here and there.
Okay.
Yeah, just same clubs in the same league.
Good.
Yeah.
Dong, I think we are almost getting to that point where some people are about to make some money. But before that, I'm told we had a remaining few funny pictures. So I hope our friends from Kasif FC are getting themselves ready, and they've been paying attention, because they might just walk away with some money. But for now, let's take a look at our remaining funny pictures. I'm telling you, there were thousands of pictures this weekend on social media, but these are the few that we were able to collect. First things first, we are back to Jose Mourinho, the consistent one. August, ameshinda once. September once. And October once pia. The consistent one, no longer the special one. One win every month. That will definitely lead him to relegation. We move on now. Others, my fans were Chelsea. I'm really sorry today. We are really tough. Chelsea last season, Chelsea this season. Unaona hiyo tofauti? So that's Chelsea last season and Chelsea this season. This one needs no introduction. We move on. Chelsea. Pole sana. So this is Mesut Ozil. We had something about him last time. One of the best assist records of the English Premier League. Nasai, he's also in a call center and he's saying, hello, this is Mesut, how may I assist you? So his assisting skills go beyond the football pitch. If you need any assistance anywhere, just call Mesut Ozil. Alright? We move on now. There we go. Eden Hazard. Have you seen this man? The internet has been awash with pictures of people looking for Hazard. Alikuwa amazing weekend kabisa during the match against Liverpool. Eden Hazard, wherever you are, Chelsea are looking for you desperately. Nobody saw you during that match against Liverpool. Alright, I think we have one more. Alright, coming up the last one now. Basi ya Chelsea ndio hiyo. Premier League right now. It has crashed and burned, and of course Manchester United and all the other clubs, Man City, they are just passing by on their journey. But for Chelsea, nobody sees any hope for them right now.
That's right, no. The moment of truth.
Maze, I know fans of Chelsea are going to... We need to give a Chelsea fan a ball, I think, Maze. Hey, they are sending me personal messages now. Now it's...
All right. Of course, just to remember, we were asking for several questions, and this competition began about a week ago.
Okay.
We had 5 winners the first week, and now remember last time we promised that we were going to announce the winners of week 2. That is last week, because remember we asked a few questions.
Yes.
One question we asked during the show, and the other questions we'll be posting them on the Facebook page. So for today, we've asked the question already. We've asked you the question that regarding, of course, which goalkeeper has links with Arsenal and Chelsea.
I believe the question is coming up
in just
on
a moment.
Your screen. There you go.
And that was the question we were asking you. Name the Arsenal goalkeeper who played for rivals Chelsea before joining them at the start of this season. That was the question we were asking you this afternoon. And we have our winner so far. And then, of course, before I announce who has won today's ball, Wahiga, there are 20 balls on offer from Barclays Kenya. Of course, these are the official balls. Just close up here on the screen.
I want you to show them a few things.
Look at it, there it is.
Now that I'm holding this ball.
It's an official ball.
It's got the Premier League logo on it.
There we go. There we go.
And it's also got
just
the Nike
confirm the authenticity.
Strike. That's right.
Just confirm the authenticity. 20 balls.
And one thing that you can't see, it's got that new smell.
Absolutely.
Completely.
You can't smell it on your
You
screen.
can't no, you can't. Okay, now we need to wind up.
Well, nonetheless, we are going to, of course, announce the winners of the last week, the week 2 competition. We asked you several questions, and the winners for week 2 who have won themselves balls, one of these balls here, and that is Harrison Masawi. Congratulations.
Well done.
Winnie Richards Madigizela. Remember, Michael Kenya raised the issue of the ladies. The ladies. So,
with one,
Winnie Richards Madigizela, congratulations, one of the ladies who has won herself a ball. Harrison Muluki Manuve, congratulations. And Nancy Chelangat, another lady, Wahiga Maura. And then Magu Musumba Wahiga. Those are the winners of week 2.
We'd like them to come on the show. So next week, if you, of course, we'll also be calling them directly just to confirm.
Yes.
But we'd like to present these balls to you on air next week on Monday Football, because some people are wondering where are these balls going to.
Yes.
So we'll be having them on next week. Make sure you book a date to come to our studios here. And of course, there'll be more winners as well.
Absolutely, Wahiga.
SMSing.
I think it's also important now to just announce, I promise that I'll be announcing who the winner is for today. So far, there were 20 balls, 10 have been won. So another one has been won today. It means that there will be about 9 balls remaining.
That's
so,
right.
So things are hotting up. So this week there's several more balls to be won. And this afternoon I can passionately and confidently say that another lady has reigned supreme. And that is Hannah K. She says that she responded to both questions. We were asking you in regards to Arsenal's title credentials. And we're also asking you as far as the connection, the goalkeeper who was featured for Arsenal and Chelsea. And that is Hannah K. Congratulations. This ball right here is yours. This one is out, so Aiga.
Out.
That one is out.
This one's still in.
This one will remain here.
All right.
The winners will be coming to pick them next week. Physically, we'll be awarding them directly. Waiga, allow me to head on the other side of this expansive stadium of ours right here.
Time to make some money.
Yes. And it's time to make some money. And just to remind our guests, as far as the rules are concerned, when the Monday Football Quickfire segment begins, is that one, you just respond to several questions. I want you to respond to about we'll give you several questions, but what is key for you is that you are able to respond to 8 questions correctly. I would like you to respond to 8 questions correctly. In just a moment, we'll be selecting who is the one who will be on the spot, the man on the spot. If my director can tell me, we have the face recognition system that will be telling us in just a moment who will be doing the quickfire. I can see one person has taken the microphone already. I don't know if he thinks he's the one. He is the one, director? Yes, congratulations. Just step up here. Hopefully you will be smiling at the end of the question. And this is just one, just stand there. He's quite the tall fellow. I think you're 6 feet, yeah? 6 feet. That's okay. I'm not intimidated. I'm not intimidated.
I think he can jump over you.
Tell us about yourself. Which position do you play?
Okay, Duncan Cairo.
Yes.
I'm from Bisil.
Yes, Duncan.
I play in the midfield.
You play in the midfield?
Yeah, I'm an attacking midfielder.
So you're the orchestrator of the passes. You feed the strikers with passes. So how many assists do you have in your last game?
Last game?
Yes.
I had 1 assist.
1 assist. Did you materialize in a goal?
I scored 1 goal.
You scored 1 goal. Congratulations. Let's hope you're going to score some points this afternoon. Just to confirm, this is the amount of money that's going to be won. I have 6,000 Kenya shillings. Pesa taslim.
Wow.
Cash money.
That's real money.
Cash money. And just to warn his teammates there, do not give him the answers, because if you do, he'll be disqualified. So
I think
do not.
If I win the money, I'll be the richest in Kasif.
Let's hope so. Waika can hold it for me.
Let me hold it for you. There we go. I've got that.
And please return it after.
I will return it.
If he reigns supreme, if he manages to respond.
In fact, I'll be right here.
You'll be waiting. Stand by.
Here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Today, Waika Mora is my assistant. And in just a moment, we'll be asking you the questions. Remember, I've told you that we're asking you several questions, and I would like you to respond. If you do not know the response to the question, what do you say?
Skip.
Skip.
Which is true.
Which is true. Actually true.
Which is true.
Actually,
skip ni sawa.
But the rules are you say pass.
Pass, yeah.
Okay. The rules are you say pass. So don't say skip for now. Okay. If my director can tell me if you're ready, we're about to start. Quick fire begins now. How many points Gor Mahia get during the just concluded KPL?
78 points.
What was the final score between Muhoroni Youth and Gor Mahia?
2-0.
What is the nickname given to the high-scoring Gor Mahia striker Michael Olunga?
Engineer.
Name the top scorer of the KPL 2015 season.
Yes, you were.
Name the two teams that were relegated from the KPL.
Nairobi City Stars. KCB.
How many goals did Jesse Were score against FC Leopards yesterday?
2 goals.
How many seasons in a row has Gor Mahia lifted the KPL trophy?
8 times.
How many goals did an inform Arsenal side put against Swansea?
3 goals.
Name the two teams that currently top the EPL with the same points.
Manchester City and Arsenal.
Name the player that scored a brace to help Liverpool overcome Chelsea.
Coutinho.
What was the result of the game between Manchester City and Norwich? Time is up. Let's take a look at your tally. My goodness, my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
7 questions answered correctly. You just missed out.
Oh, Dong, I've never felt.
Wait, I understand that there's a small correction. So actually, after retallying and just verifying, congratulations. Where you go? Here we go. He needs to count it. Count it. Sure that 6,000 Kenya shillings. Press it and sleep. Face that camera. Just this side. Point this side. Just confirm. 5,000 Kenya shillings. How are you feeling? I have 2 questions. First one, Dong, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel awesome.
I'm asking you, did you rehearse?
No, I didn't rehearse.
You've been watching Monday football.
Do you have a notebook that you're writing somewhere perhaps when you're talking?
Yeah?
Do you have a small notebook maybe you're writing?
No, I don't have.
But he has been watching. This is a guy who knew and he was ready. Give me the mic. I think well done.
How will you celebrate? Of course, when you score a goal, you scored a goal. It's been a perfect weekend for you. You score a goal, you have 6,000 Kenya shillings. How do you normally celebrate?
The way the guys who are here celebrated, jump, some dances. Yeah, Kimasi dances.
What do you say when you're chanting, when you're doing those chants?
It's the warriors in the game.
Yes.
The warriors in the game. That's what you say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
something specific. Yeah.
For me.
No. I'm saying as in like when you. I think it's elated. It's a bit confused. I think it's 6,000 Kenya shillings.
Your question.
Congratulations, go have a seat. Thank you so much. Hey, Wahiga, I think he's too excited. He's saying hello to me again.
That's right, Dong. In a second, the Kasif FC will be teaching us a Maasai dance, so I hope they are getting ready for that.
Yes.
I'm coming to join you just a bit. We are winding up now. Iqbal, who's the overall winner?
We played 5 games.
5 games?
I've won 4.
Unashika mic kama rapper. Are you a rapper, Iqbal?
No.
Okay. There you go. So 5 games played, you've won 4.
Yeah, but with the little margin. 1-0, 2-0.
I want... Okay. Use the mic.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Brian, loser speech. There must be a speech you're going to give us. Just pass the mic over to him. First of all, is it true what he said, that 5 games played and you've lost 4 of them?
Yes, very true. I'm a man of my word, and I'll eat my humble pie for today.
Eat your humble pie. Where did Iqbal get the better of you?
I think he got the better of me when it came to like the scorers and the setting of the players.
Yes.
Yes. My setting is a bit fuzzy because mostly I put the wrong player where thinking something will happen, but I'll eat my humble pie today, and I'll sharpen my skills a little bit more.
All right.
See what happens later.
Good. Iqbal, parting shot from you.
Wahiga, since I think me and you next week we should challenge each other here.
No,
and the winner gets a ball.
Time ndio sina ya kuchallenge. Na nitakusumbua sana. Congratulations, Iqbal. I'd hope that Brian will teach you a lesson, but we're more than glad to have you on next week. But we're going to get someone to handle you because I think you have become too strong here.
I hope so.
You hope so?
Yeah.
Good. Thank you so much. Well, Fernandong, so we're going to learn how to dance. Are we?
Absolutely.
All right. Although I'm not sure about the jumping.
Logically, it should be Duncan who is leading the team here because he's reigned supreme. He's had an amazing weekend. He scored one of the goals for Kasif FC. They participate in Division 1. And he's also been victorious today afternoon on Quickfire. Of course, once again, congratulations. And you told me that you do celebrate. You've stabilized now. You've been able to calm your mind. Now, how do you celebrate when you score a goal? You've won some money. You scored a goal over the weekend. You're going to lead us with how you celebrate your victory. Take the microphone. So you'll teach us. Tell us exactly how you celebrate.
Let me pick one ball, then
no problem.
Put it in the net, then we celebrate.
No problem.
I think you can show us.
How you scored?
How I scored?
Yes.
It was a shot.
Right foot or left foot shot?
It was a shot.
It was a shot?
Yeah.
Kombora?
Yeah.
Ilikuwa mshale?
Mshale.
Let me help you with the mic, because I don't think you'll need the mic after that.
Super. Super.
Good. This is how we usually wind up the show. The group that joins us always dedicates a song. The DJ plays it and we wrap. I believe without any other business right now. Keep watching #MondayFootball on behalf of Fernandong, Michael Kinya and myself. It's been a great pleasure. Now let's try and learn some dance moves.
Lakini nachekienga ya mimi ananipenda waitwenda wo nilibadili na wewe enda wo ushajua siri vitendo kidunia enda wo mimi nilishatenda lakini bado enga ya mimi ananipenda nasema kwa kesidai nadana kwa kenjibai dayolo dada yeso dembaba enjibai sidai karogo tabala 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 Mayana osembe weno duba o ninyage yeso selenge non moran ara lagwa yeso ai belegenya nano gingile seriani